Now today is quite an exciting one for me, as it has both my favorite computers. Well, number one will always be my beloved Amiga, but the second favorite is the Commodore 64, of course. There's going to be a huge emphasis on music and audio today, and that is because there's music from the Commodore 64 version of Turrican 3 which has managed to wedge itself into my skull. And the same music actually doesn't exist on the Amiga version of Turrican 3. Well, not that I know of anyway. So today I'm going to listen to the SID and try to recreate it on the Amiga using Sound Tracker Pro 2, which is of course my favorite tracker program. Now I created this earlier on, especially for use with Sound Tracker on the Amiga, and also especially for Turrican, this Turrican track. So it's what I need to do now is sample these into the Amiga, and I can then use them, and I'll show you exactly how I'm going to use them. Also, one cool thing is that I can actually play the original SID here. On my Amiga with Play SID. And I have it here. Okay, so let's load Sound Tracker now. And we have clean slate here, and what we need to do first is start sampling. Okay, so the first thing I want to sample is that sound which I created especially for this. Okay, so now we connect the sampling cartridge and connect the MIDI as well. So sample number 1 here, and they're all named 1 to F, this hexadecimal numbers. You have to learn those. I mean, it's not that hard. We start on sample number 1 or sound number 1, and we click on sample. Okay, that's just monitoring. I'm gonna start sampling now. So we press right mouse button. And now I'm going to do one more higher octave. I always do this when I'm sampling. And here we have 2 samples here, which we need to kind of, edit a bit. Now we max out. Okay, then we DC adjust it again. It needs to be constantly DC adjusted. Okay, so let's just get this part. Cut it and paste it into sound or sample number 2. Why does the waveform look like that? It's weird. It's first I've had this. It's not supposed to look like this. And what the frick is this khashab? Is that... Oh, okay, exchange. Okay, anyway, I don't know what that's supposed to do. It's never used it. Oh, so okay, so we have now two samples in the sample bank. We only got number 1 and number 2. Of course, I'm going to show you in more depth, Sound Tracker in more depth and in more detail in the future, because I've had many requests on how I create my music and videos and that, so it's going to be a multi-part thing, and then it's like a big thing I'm planning. So it's, you know, of course, I'm just showing you how I'm creating this song. We're starting to get a bit of a collection of samples now. Let's do the beats. Okay, so the beat sounds I have in my collection, as in my samples, and these are, yes, from way back. Why didn't I name these? I just numbered them. What the freak? How many snares do I have? Stress snare heaven. I want something kind of like funky. That's nice. Like, what I mean by funky is like a Moog from the 70s or something like this. You know, this kind of thing would sound really cool, I think. Oh, speaking of that. Oh, this one, I think. I know what I'll go to Audacity. So what I need to do now is I need to do all this by ear. So it's a little challenging this way, but this is how I just work. I have loaded in the track. What I need to do to make it easier on myself is actually change the tempo of this. And let's just put this down. I need that mouse pad. Where the freak is it gone? Okay, so sound number 11, it's normal. And sound number 12, duplicate. What I'm going to do here is tune it to an E. And then just resample it so it's permanently like that. Then copy this. And then mix it into this, so it's, yeah, so it's mixed into it, it's both combined. And this one, what we're gonna do is D sharp, so it's, and we permanently resample it, so it's like that. And you copy this, and we have mix. Let's just get rid of this because we don't need it. So we have major. Oops. Then we have VCD2 minor. Okay, so now we've done some sampling, we put some sounds in. If we need any more, we'll just, you know, put them in along the way. Just have it. You're basically just programming your beat here. Okay, so let one of these be the snare. Like that snare, and every alternative one. So we have a okay, so we have ended up with okay, so we've done the melody here. And we've used Ambi plug, which is, you know, I've just sampled now from the DX. Okay, now you can notice that it just feels very flat. So what we're gonna do now is just add some dimension to it. Copy and paste that. What I want to do is delete every other one on this. and delete every alternate other one, if you know what I mean, on this one. Let me show you the comparison. Copy, paste it to here, and I will copy this, add it to here. Now, what do you call it? Mute these two, and just show you this. You see here. Now you see the big difference there, right? Just delete this one. I know all these values by heart because I've been doing it for many years. So I learned so many of the commands and I just know what number does what. Okay, so that the bass needs changing. Okay, some of you may feel what the freak is she doing, but it'll come together and you'll get what I mean. Okay, so before we had this. Now we have. And I create that nice effect. And that is where my sample, which I created, this one. That's where that comes in. Okay, so I have created this. It's kind of just like, you know, it doesn't sound exciting. But let's make it sound exciting. I know this command and it's actually my favorite command in Sound Tracker because it makes everything sound so cool. It's 4, 9. So let's just make it on every one first. Now we just do the 9. So it's... In fact, before I do this, I want to put the D things in. So just ignore the D90s now. We're concentrating on the 4, 9. And this is the sample start position. So what I'm going to do is just start increasing these. So let's make that 0. Let's make this 1. You know, somewhat increase it. It doesn't have to be, you know. And I'm going to do hexadecimal numbers, so it's going to be like 1 to 9, A to F, and then start to 10 again. 7, 40, E, 50, I don't know, 54, 55. You see that? It sounds different now. See what I mean? I return with my tea. Okay, so far I've done this. I mean, it's sounding okay, and let's kind of add some niceness to it. So the command for like a pitch bend is like 13, and let's try that, see if that works. Let's see what it sounds like. I don't know fully. I want to add a bit of a vibrato. I think it's what you call vibrato or something like that anyway. Or portamento, something like this. I don't think what the... What's it called? I think it must be around here. Okay, that's the... Yeah, portamento. That's right. The first time I've actually checked these. Well, one of the first times I've checked this help. Because how I used to always do it is whenever I played a mod, I would watch it. I would watch the actual tracker and I'd pick up what things do. You know, like that. Actually, the VCO lead, the one which I used in what's it called, Utopia, that's actually sampled from another Yamaha keyboard. It's actually sampled from the SY22. I think it's the SY22. It was my brother's friend's. He left it here and he wants it back, but just never takes it. It's been going on for 8 years. What the freak? Let's just try this instrument. You know what I'm thinking. You know what I'm thinking. Let's kind of add some 4-9 action. Hold on. I think this is gonna sound cool. Let's do the 4-9 stuff. 4, 4, 4. I can't wait for this. I want to see what it sounds like. 4, 4, 4, 4. 9, 9, 9, 9, 9, 9, 9. Frickin' rest of the funky numbers and stuff. Funky numbers. No, that's... Oh my goodness. The number adding is like, you know, especially when you're especially when you want to know what it sounds like. I got tongue tied then. I'm gonna add the portamento. No, that has to be 9-9. It has to be a completely different command. Ooh, that sounds good. It's starting to sound good. Finally have an Amiga version of the song. Okay, I'm gonna start really finishing this off and I will get back to you. Okay, many hours later. And I'm done. Actually, hold on a second. I've got a feeling I know what might be a little better than this. I like it, but I'm not fully... a bit of a perfectionist. I'm not fully happy with it. So let's just turn. Okay, so let's again another. Oh, that's so much better. actually happy with how that turned out. You go into it and you have absolutely no idea what the outcome will be like. And just to say, I'm not actually trying to improve on the original. Nothing will beat the original SID for me, but I wanted to create an Amiga version of this, something that is alongside the original rather than replacing it, just to show my admiration of the music. Well, what else can be done if it's stuck in my head? Also, I've done an in-depth write-up on this project in a blog, which is linked in the description below. Well, that's it for today. Thanks so much for joining me here. I hope you enjoyed this little journey with me. Thanks so much for your likes, your shares, and do leave your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to check out my other videos and do subscribe for more. And just so you know, this is why I love the Amiga.